Hello, 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 YouTube. How are we going? I I have I'm just like grounding in a moment, just like seeing my surroundings. I feel like I need to clean my screen, but I have nothing to clean my camera. But that's all right. Let's get started. So I had a couple of days off live, and it's my coaching call day with my clients, and I wanted to share something that just came from a coaching call that I just got off. And as you can see by the title, which might be a little bit polarizing, but I want to explain this. I think a lot of the time as high achievers, we do have these big visions. We have these big goals. We can feel it in our soul. We know that we are here to create more for our life. We're here to do more. We're here for something bigger than what we're currently experiencing. And we may get to different levels where we've achieved something, but then we move into something else. And it's like, I know I meant for more. And a lot of the times, what I see high achieving women do with the women I work with is they will keep tapping into that vision, but they kind of get lost in the how. They kind of get lost in the logistics, or it's like they come up with all these roadblocks, like subconscious roadblocks of why they shouldn't move forward and why they shouldn't do that thing. And so, what I want to share with you is sometimes we need to look at the painful things, the consequences of staying the same. And I think that sometimes people want to avoid actually looking at those consequences. You want to avoid looking at the pain. And I actually started to think about this maybe like a year or so ago, because I would always get, I've been in business 5 years now, and I would always get people asking me, and I still do to this day, is, oh my God, how did you quit your job? How did you move to Bali? How did you start a business? I could never do that. And when I reflect on it, there were many things that led up to that point, but one of the most crucial things that I don't share enough, and I want to start sharing more, is I had to look at the pain of staying the same. I had to ask myself, am I going to be happy of getting mediocre results or staying the same if we fast forward to 5 years time? And 5 years time is this year. It's 2024. And so I had to ask myself, in 2024, from 2019, will I be happy if I'm just cruising along, if I'm experiencing the same things, if I'm getting the same results, if I haven't really progressed, if I haven't seen any progress in my life? And the answer was an outstanding no. Like, I was not going to be happy. I was not going to feel like I had achieved anything. And this is the whole thing about being a high achiever. You were looking for that achievement, but being able to anchor in your current achievements is important, but that's a different life. And so sometimes we need to look at the consequences of staying the same. Sometimes we need to look at what actually happens if we do ourselves a disservice, if we don't change things. And I said this to my client, like, sometimes we look at, like, we want these really complicated answers, and we want these really complicated, like, or like frameworks or steps. And like, sometimes it's just about asking that question and changing completely what you're doing, which is like the hard part, right? That's the caveat, is like the changes that are hard, dysregulating. And I speak about this on my TikTok. But it's like, how are you doing something different? How are you implementing something, some more self-reflection? How are you actually building your self-trust? And then it comes into the results. Like, for example, one of my mastermind clients, which, by the way, you can apply for the Will Mastery Mastermind in the show notes below. It's all about elevating your success and your fulfillment across the board in your life. So in your business career, your relationships, your wealth, through subconscious reprogramming, through everything I speak about in 4 months. If you want to apply for that, go to the show notes below, because this is exactly what I speak about. But I want to share a win from one of my mastermind clients. It gets me so excited. She came into the mastermind Voxer, and she voice messaged, and she had a situation go wrong with her car. And she said, you know what, me a year ago, I would have been angry, I would have been frustrated, I would have been overwhelmed, I would have gone into a lack scarcity mindset. I just would have been low vibrational and probably carried it out for the rest of my week. Instead, I kind of laughed at it. I did what I can for a temporary fix, and then I thought, okay, how can I move forward now? That is exactly mastering yourself as a woman. That is bridging the gap between who you are and who you desire to be. And that is the results. A lot of people want these like huge results that they come, well, like the money, the house, the cars, The trips, they come, they're the bigger byproducts. But what I believe really truly matters is those types of moments where you notice your reactions, your way of being, your behaviors, your responses, your motives. They're completely different. You've mastered a different level. And so that drive really comes from, do I want to be the same? Like, look at how you react to things now. Look at the triggers that you have, the responses you have, the behavior patterns that you have right now. Will you, if 5 years is too far for you to kind of envision and look at, will you be happy with that? If you are repeating that in 12 months' time, are you going to be happy with that? Is that going to be serving you? And if the answer is no, which if you're watching this and you consume my channel, you consume my podcast, the answer probably is no. It's asking yourself, what are the small, like 1% messy inspired action that I can take? I think we get stuck on sometimes like the how, like I need to know these big answers and these huge, like, yeah, these concepts or this secret answer. A lot of coaches are always putting like, here's the secret. There is no secret. Start with something different. That's the tangible thing that I'm giving you today. Start with something different. If you have had the same morning routine for the past 5 years, and yeah, like gives you it makes you feel a little bit better, or it makes you feel grounded, but it's not giving you anything, like you're not seeing any results from your self-reflection or your meditation or your yoga, like whatever it is, change it. Do something different. You don't know until you try. And this is sometimes the issue with high achievers, is we don't want to do anything different because what we've done have worked, and we can clearly see it's not working anymore, but we don't want to change it just in case we mess up all of our progress. And if that is the case for you, I encourage you so much. Go, and if you're like, okay, I need like small tangible things, go and consume my channel. Go and listen to my podcast. My podcast is full. Like, my podcast is full of tangibles because I got sick of listening to podcasts where it was like fluffy talk, like yada yada yada, these pep talks, and I'm like, what are you teaching me? Nothing. So I give real tangibles. But I need to finish off my group coaching training for tonight. I just wanted to share that word that was fresh from my client call. And again, any questions, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, if you want more of this, if you want to learn, and go watch my stories on Instagram of like what woman mastery really is, and that's my mastermind, Woman Mastery, then definitely apply to show notes below. Come slide into my DMs and have a chat. But I'm going to go now. I'm going to get ready for my group coaching, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.